welcome back to this week's episode of the WHAMcast, brought to you by myself, Luke Cooper, and Joelle Shoppy Madeline. This week at Millburn, the boys' senior rugby team went undefeated in a tournament on Tuesday, so big congratulations to the team there. Joelle, do you have any news for us here?
No, not really, but we do have a very special guest on the WHAMcast today, Ms Macleod, chemistry teacher, and also we've got biology.
How are you staying, Miss? You doing well?
I'm good, thank you. Very good.
You've had a busy week so far?
It has. It's been a long week. Yeah, it's happy to get to Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you who don't know this, it's our second time recording with Ms Macleod because we initially tried to record on Tuesday and then technical errors kind of fell in the way, so we've had to re-record. That's why we're a day late on our release today. Okay, so why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, and maybe some listeners don't know you from your science classes or lessons?
Yeah, so this is my second year teaching at Millburn. My fourth year teaching overall. I'm quite new to the profession, having worked previously in other places. I live out on a farm out in Ardseer, and I've got 3 kids and 3 dogs, so that keeps us busy outside of school as well. Oh, I say 3 dogs. Actually, I only have 2 dogs now, but recently lost one. But 2 dogs and horses and riding out there as well, so that keeps us busy.
What breeds are your dogs?
They are schnoodles, schnauzers mixed with poodles.
Ooh, that is quite a breed, I'd imagine.
Yeah, they're good fun. Small dogs.
So what did you do before you were teaching?
So before I was teaching, I was a Pilates teacher for a while, and I was also a sports and remedial massage therapist. Before that, I worked in Lifescan for many years. That was my kind of first proper job outside of university. And before that, I did my degree in biomedical sciences.
Oh, so when you meant like massage therapist, was that like giving like massages to people?
Yeah, so it was sports and remedial. So it wasn't exactly a pleasant experience for everybody, as it was quite in-depth and could be quite painful. But looking at sports injuries and keeping people moving and keeping them going.
So those are your kind of calm, usual massages?
Not calm, not relaxing at all.
Not nice and soothing at all, no. So you said you had a biomedical degree, was it?
Yeah, biomedical sciences, that was what my degree was in.
And that was Napier?
Napier University in Edinburgh, yeah.
See, it's all coming back from last time we tried to record it.
So how was it in Edinburgh? How did you find it as a city?
Yeah, no, I really loved being in Edinburgh. I've always thought if I didn't live up here, if I was to live down there, it would be in Edinburgh. I loved it as a city. The degree was great. I really enjoyed doing the biomedical sciences degree. Wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do when I left school. Took a year out and I'd started working in Lifescan at that time. And I just knew that I loved sciences, knew that I particularly loved biology and chemistry, and wanted to do something in that area.
No, that's definitely, you seem quite set when you're doing, the career of Lifescan before, not career, the kind of year of Lifescan before to help you get in it. But say hypothetically you hadn't followed through, is there anything else you've considered, or did you feel it was, kind of always what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I knew I always wanted to do something in the sciences, as I say, but I really didn't know what at the time. Having looked back, I would have loved to have done maybe medicine, but if I didn't get the grades, I didn't know that at the time. I didn't work hard enough at school. I would have, as I say, looking back, I would have liked to have done that. But at the time, I just followed the kind of the passion for biology.
Yeah, I suppose it does kind of show that, what you kind of do isn't the be all and end all, because you studied biomedical and now you're teaching chemistry and them.
Yeah, you never kind of know what path's ahead of you.
You never know what's time, so there's plenty of twists and changes.
Yeah, if you told me at the time when I was in school that I'd be a teacher, I would have laughed at you. I told you definitely not. But yeah, that's the way my paths come, and it's kind of the great combination of sciences and working with young people and teaching, learning, which I've always enjoyed, is sharing my knowledge with others.
If you weren't teaching science, would there be any other subject that you wouldn't mind teaching?
Departments we might find you in for.
Yeah, well, we're sitting in the music room, and as we were saying before, I would love to play more music. I don't get much of an opportunity, but I've always played music. Always did music in school as well as the sciences right way throughout. So we were saying that we could maybe steal a piano and wheel it through to my room. And we could combine chemistry and music.
So is it just the piano you play? Are there any other instruments?
No, mostly the piano, but I can and have dabbled in other instruments before, so I can play the accordion, a little bit of fiddle, and a little bit of the flute and the cello when I was in school as well.
I remember I used to play the tuba from P6 till primary. No, from P6 till S3. I had
Was it tuba? I
Yeah.
thought it was the French horn.
No. It was the tuba I played because it was absolutely massive. It was like hold it like a guitar in your lap and blow you into it.
Awesome.
No. So just to kind of wrap up quickly our interview here. One question we like to ask all our kind of listeners is: if you were on a desert island, what would be the one food you'd take with you? We've had some interesting choices so far. Two of which were sauces, which upon kind of review, I'm not sure if we can class them as foods. We
don't know whether you could live off.
No. We had pineapple last week. Some creation from
cheesy beanos and also some plants too.
Some plants. So is there anything you could?
Well, I'm thinking now.
Okay.
If I had to take a sauce, I would take Péronise.
Péronise.
Delicious sauce.
Oh.
But
Nando's.
if I could take a bit of Péronise and some halloumi, that would be perfect. Halloumi would be my choice. Squeaky cheese.
Oh yeah, halloumi is very, very good. Quite salty though.
Yes.
I've not had a good experience with halloumi because there's the one time I ordered halloumi and it came from Nando's and it came in a box was all squished and broken, so it wasn't very good actually.
Was it the halloumi that was broken or the box was broken?
Well, like the box was broken and squished into halloumi, so halloumi wasn't very presentable or nice. So I can't say I've had a pleasant experience, but hopefully over the weekend maybe I'll get to try again.
Yeah, maybe we should go out halloumi eating for the WHAMcast.
Halloumi tasting, yeah, definitely. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on, and all the best, and have a good weekend.
Yes, and you guys have a lovely time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on, this week we've had some interesting fun facts sent in to us by our listeners and viewers. Thank you very much, guys. So the first one comes in, and it says, it is impossible to lick your own elbow.
Which, unfortunately, I have tried, and we are trying right now, and yeah, we can't do it. But if you want to, feel free to try yourself and email in if you were able to.
Yeah, we'd like video evidence of you licking your own elbow.
And another fact that was sent in is the strongest muscle in your body is the tongue.
Oh, wow.
Which is quite a peculiar one. I thought it'd be like your biceps, your triceps.
No, I assume it's your tongue because you hold up all the way down your esophagus.
I guess so. I mean, Lou, try to do like dumbbells with your tongue, and let's see how that goes along.
No, I'll stick to not working out my tongue. The most common name in the world is Mohammed. Oh,
that's an interesting one. And also, the dot above the I and the J is called the tittle. So that is your English lesson for the day.
Well, so like the small thing above the I and the J is the tittle.
Yeah. Well, why can't it just be called the dot though?
The tittle.
The tittle.
The tittle. Fair enough. And final one's coming from Amy, who was on the podcast last week, is geese squads are used by Chinese police to stop and prevent crime. So, just imagine like you get arrested by a goose.
Goose. What are you in for? Yeah, I got arrested by a goose.
Nah, that's
Could you imagine the scenes of that though? Or like in court being like, so who's the officer that arrested you? Officer quack quack quack. Or do geeses even quack?
No, they go honk, don't they?
Honk. Oh yeah.
Of course, we want to hear who you want to have on the podcast. You know, we've had a couple emails in of particular requests for people having the podcast. Although Fraser in S4, I think we will struggle to get Kanye West on the podcast. But nothing's impossible.
And our email is whamcast.podcast@gmail.com.
So that's whamcast.podcast@gmail.com. Anyway, thank you very much for enduring another episode of me and Joel, and
thank you.
And we hope to see you all next week. Anyway, all the best.
Thank you.
See you then.
Goodbye.